Fossils are important because they are the evidence of the history of life. Life began 3,000 million years ago, 2,000 million years ago. When you cast your mind back over that unimaginable time and see these little things from which we ultimately sprang. A lot of people say, well, you can say, how do you know where you're going if you don't know where you come from? Well, this is where we came from.
The site was found by accident by an observant road worker in 1955, and he turned over a rock with funny marks in it, noticed there was something important, saved it, pushed it aside and up to the fence. I can't claim to be an expert on Devonian fish, but I do know a few sites. And most of the Devonian fish sites I know, you come across either disarticulated bits of skeleton or occasionally a complete thing, but one here, one there. You may have to chip your way through acres of rock and find nothing at all. What you have here is literally dozens, and in fact if the slab was big enough, hundreds of these things piled in on one another. Why? Because they were in a pool that was drying up, and this was a shoal that got trapped there. Okay, from wide experience of here and overseas, I know that there's no other known fossil fish site of this age anywhere in the world that compares with Canowindra. And it's just waiting to be dug up and turned into a major tourist educational research facility.
A tough task knowing how to exhibit this, because it's not a question of just chipping out a little bit of a specimen and putting it in a glass case. These are several tons in weight, and so it is a major job in presenting this extraordinary treasure trove. And of course it takes a lot of money. And it's to the local community's great credit that they've done this. But the find is a world-class find, you know, and it deserves even more than it's got here.
When we dug the stuff up, we dug some 70 or 80 tons of rock, and the best specimens, the most important specimens, are here in the museum on display, which means that 9/10 of the specimens that are stored in fairly dreadful conditions under the grandstand at Canowindra Showground.
It's a great pity that so often central authority sees something exciting and says, okay, that's fine, we're going to pay the money and we're going to take it from you and we're going to put it into the capital of whatever it is, whether it's the state or the country. This extraordinary find belongs here. This is where it is.
There's no other site in the world as rich and crowded with fishes as this site here. It's unique.
I grew up in the middle of England, in Leicestershire, and when I suppose I was 8, I don't know, 9, 7, somewhere around there, I remember hitting a rock with a hammer and it falling apart. And in there was a glistening, beautiful, perfect shell about that size of an ammonite. And I was enough of informed kid, to realise that this was I was the first human eyes had ever seen that, ever. And that it was about 150 million years old. And that when it lay down and died and expired, it was at the bottom of a sea. Hugely romantic. And I collected fossils. I still collect fossils. I just think they're the most beautiful, stimulating, romantic objects you can have.